All right, the new king of Nintendo Switch controllers is here. This is the KK3 or the King Kong Pro 3 or the King Kong 3 Pro. It's from Gulikit. This thing is gonna be your new favorite controller. It's got absolutely everything. We're gonna go over all of it. Buckle up, it's gonna take a while. There's a lot of features with this thing. What's up, guys? Welcome back or welcome in for the first time. If you're new here, do me a favor, jump down in the description of this video. There's a link over there to our podcast. We do a podcast live on that channel every single week. If you missed a live recording, you can always check it out on any of the podcast platforms of your choice. On your way back up, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. A lot of people think they are, and they're actually not. There's a lot to talk about with this controller. First off, we're just gonna start out. I did a video on the King Kong Pro 2. Last year, I think. Maybe the year before. Was it last year? Year before. This is a great controller. It is an amazing controller. This one does everything that this one does better. Way better. I was pleasantly surprised by the two, but just looking at this one, I mean, it's the best controller you can get for the Switch. I think it's not even close at this point, but let's go ahead and look at this thing. First, obviously you can see here, it does come with its own case. Now, there's a bunch of markings on the front of the case, and when you look at this at first, you're like, what is all this? But as we go over all the features, you're gonna understand what all these mean. It's basically all the functions to change all the settings in the controller, and there are a lot. It comes with a big diagram of everything. It kind of spells it all out for you. I don't have it with me right now. Maybe I'll show it up right here so you guys can check that out. There's a lot of things you can change in this controller, so we're gonna go through them all. I'm just letting you know that there's a lot. So first, like I said, comes with a case. You open it up. I got the black one. It does come in like a retro style that's sort of a gray, and it's got like purple buttons. I really like that one. I actually wanted that one, but this one's cool too. I do like the black. It also comes in one that's all white, which also looks good. It does have a little bit of LED, as you can see here, nothing too crazy. And when you look at the front of the controller, it just looks like a normal controller. It looks just like, basically just like the 2. The 2 does a lot. This one does more. First thing I want to talk about are the buttons. The buttons are, they're kind of like the 2, and they're not clicky like mouse buttons, but they are mechanical buttons, but they're not clicky like the mouse button ones that we've checked out on some other controllers. They feel really, really nice, but these buttons have another trick we're actually gonna come back to. I wanna go over the rest of the stuff. It does have Hall effect sticks, and something that doesn't come with the controller, but you can get. These sticks, they do have the metal rings around them. You know I like that. So I do wanna tell you guys about something very quickly. This controller is great for when you're playing docked mode. But what about when you're playing handheld mode? What if you need a dock? That is where Nexigo comes in. They are the sponsor of today's video, and I want to tell you guys about the GripCon. This thing is not just a grip for your Nintendo Switch. It not only has Hall effect sensors, it's not only got 2 slots on the back for you to hold Switch games, it not only has a kickstand, back buttons, and basically anything else you need to play your Switch, but it's also got a dock. It has a built-in dock right here. This thing is amazing. They are the sponsor of today's video. You can get this thing in black. You can get it in blue. You can get it in purple. All of them look amazing. When I'm playing in handheld, it's been with this a lot of the time lately. The sticks feel great. All the buttons feel great. It fits in your hand so nicely, and you don't have to take anything else with you when you're on the go. You've got a dock. You've got everything you need. So I'm gonna leave a link to this down below where you can check this out. It is the GripCon from Nexigo, and a huge thank you to Nexigo for sponsoring this video. But they do come off. You can buy a set of sticks for this from Gulikit that fit on here. They're different size sticks, so you can have different heights. A lot of people who play shooters and stuff like that want a little bit longer stick to help with accuracy, with their aim, whatever. I do like a little bit of a longer stick when I'm playing stuff like that as well. So if you want that, it is sold separately, but it is available. These sticks are very, very nice. Hall effect sticks, as I said. The L and R buttons on top, they're nice and clicky. They feel good. They're a little bit different than these ones. These ones are a lot more clicky. You can tell the difference here. Here's the 2. Here's the 3. These ones are a little quieter. They do feel a little bit better. The ZR and ZL buttons, they have a brand new trick. They are Hall effect, so you can use them as analog if you're using this on a PC, which this does work with Android, PC, Switch. It's not gonna work for Xbox or PlayStation, but I'm gonna tell you something you can actually do to get it to work with some of those, but these have a little trick. Anyway, you can pull these little buttons right here out to the side, and these triggers now become to just a regular button press. So you don't have to have all the travel. It kind of takes it out of there. As you can see, here's with the button, and here is just the full analog press. You can take it a lot further. So if you're playing it on a PC and you're playing a racing game or something, you're gonna be able to use this. If you're on the Switch, you can just turn it completely off and it's just a button. That's really nice. I really like that. The D-pad on this thing is great. It is basically the same D-pad that was on the 2. So if you like the one that was on the 2, if you have that, this is the same. It does have another little trick though. You can actually make this D-pad go to an 8-way D-pad, so you have the diagonal presses, or you can just have it as a 4-way D-pad, so you only have up, down, left, right. And I know all these settings, all these different things that you have to change, I know it's kind of weird. I'm gonna tell you how you do that. There's actually, in the middle here, there's a function button. So you're gonna hold that button, and you're gonna do different combinations of buttons to change all these settings, which we still haven't even gone over all of yet, but there's a little map of how to do it on the case. It shows you exactly how to get everything the way you want it on the case, which is cool. Another thing you're gonna be able to change on this is the rumble. Now, it's got regular rumble if that's what you want. It also has HD rumble. So if you're playing on the Switch with this, you're gonna have regular HD rumble just like a Pro controller, but it also has something called, what is it called? But it's got a third rumble setting as well, and it is called the Gulikit Maglev Motor Vibration. So this is basically Gulikit's own version of haptic feedback. It's nice. All of them work really well. The HD is great for the Switch. If you want regular rumble, you can have that as well. The other one's cool too. If you're playing games on PC that have some of that stuff built in, it's gonna work for that. The rumble is awesome, and it all comes from one single motor that they have in there. There's one on each side, and they just switch. I don't know how they're doing that. It's very cool though. So that's basically it for just the basics of this controller. On the top here, you do have a little pairing button. You also have a button to show you which thing you're hooked up to. You can do the Switch, Windows, Android, whatever. There's also another little thing this comes with before we get into the other stuff. In the case here, you're going to have this little dongle right here, which I'm trying to get out. Here it is. This little dongle right here is gonna come with the controller. Now, this is a Bluetooth controller, but if you want, you can plug this in. I don't know exactly what this means, but if you use this dongle, it's going to be a much faster response. Now, I'm looking at their website here, and it shows the slow response from a wireless Bluetooth connection is 125 hertz polling rate. Now, it's saying if you use this, that's gonna go from 125 to 1,000. So the response time from, hitting the button to things happening is going to be nothing, basically. If it's not already nothing, it's going to be even more nothing. So if that's something that you really, really are concerned with, this controller is gonna let you do that with this. Now, it does come with another tool in here, and I'm gonna show you this next. It comes with this little weird set of tweezers, and what this does is actually let you take the buttons out completely. You can take the buttons out. As you can see, we got a button completely missing. It's right here. You can take them out and you can replace them. They have replacement buttons that come with this thing. So if you're using the PC, you can actually switch the A and B and the X and Y. You can change them like they are on, on an Xbox or PC games. It comes with the extra buttons. It's got an entire set of extra buttons in this little box. There's some other stuff in here that I'm gonna tell you about as well. So that is very, very cool. They are easy to get out. They are easy to put back in. They don't fall out. You don't have to worry about anything like that. They go in, they come out very easy. No problem there. Another really cool thing that this controller comes with is different sets of back buttons, of the paddles. And I'm gonna show you these closer, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put longer ones on right now so you can kind of see how this looks. But they come with these little short throw ones too that I kind of like. I'll show you some other shots of that right here. These things are easy. They're very easy to get in. All you do is just kind of pop them in there. They sit right down in. All right, so there you go. You've got all 4 of those on there. They are very nice, and these aren't the only options. It actually comes with these little tiny ones here. I'll put those on and show you a better shot of that. But I mean, this is gonna be just like something like the Xbox Elite controller. It's kind of like the PowerA one that they did that cost $100, but here's the difference. This one only cost 80 bucks, and it's got all this stuff with it. There is one bad thing about this controller I gotta talk about. It's probably the only bad thing that I found, really. The finish on the King Kong 2 Pro, I really like that finish. In the video I did, which I will link at the end, I really like the way it felt. I like the way that it didn't really collect any fingerprints. This one feels nice, but it is a fingerprint magnet. I noticed that the very first time I picked it up. It feels nice. It's very grippy. The front it's matte, but I mean, you can see, just by touching a little bit there, it just collects fingerprints really, really badly. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to complain about with this controller. It's very, very good. I mean, the fingerprint thing is a little bit nitpicky, but I mean, I gotta say something bad about it, I guess. All right, just a couple other things I wanna tell you guys about this, just straight from the website, so you know. This does have what they're calling a G-Power CPU inside. It's like the brains of the thing, so it can do all this multitasking, all the different settings at the same time, do it at high speeds, high precision with the sticks, and still have low power consumption. Depending on what features you're using with this controller, it actually lasts 26 hours. So it's not the 40 hours of the Pro controller, which is amazing, but 26 hours that's a lot of time. All right, so there's one other thing I do want to show you guys. As I said before, it works for PC, it works for everything. It doesn't work for Xbox or PlayStation. But with this little thing right here, this is from Gulikit. This is the Gulikit Goku wireless controller adapter. If you use this with this controller, sorry, not that controller, this controller, actually, I guess you could use it with this one too if you want, but this will make it work for the Xbox and the PlayStation 4. Not the PlayStation 5, but this actually makes other controllers work for the Switch as well. So this is a cool little thing. But if you want to use this for all of your devices except for your PlayStation, you can use this for PC, Switch, and Xbox, Steam Deck, really anything you have, this is gonna work. You can switch the buttons. It's got so much stuff that comes with it. Honestly, for 80 bucks, when you look at the other controllers that are like this to this high of a standard right here, and I think this even surpasses some of them, with the Hall Effect sticks, things like the Elite controller for the Xbox, that is a very, very nice controller. Way more expensive than this. This is $80. PowerA put out one like this a few years ago. Not quite up to par with this one. Actually, not even really close. That one was $100. So for 80 bucks, this, I have to say, I think it's definitely worth it. I'm gonna leave a link down below. It's an Amazon affiliate link, so it does help me. Make sure you check that out, and if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below, but that is going to do it. I am gonna leave some other videos right here you can watch about the other best Switch controllers that I think are out there, and then I'll leave the link to this over here too, this second one, in case you want to see what the differences are. But again, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, make sure you are subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.